Good day, this is Professor Will, CBMD PhD. Today is Saturday, February 6, 2021. It is 4:19 and 16 seconds p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Today's research is on immunity and fungi. So let's hop to it here. Fungi in the gut prime immunity against infection. Date February 5, 2021. Source Weill Cornell Medicine. Summary. Common fungi often present in the gut teach the immune system how to respond to their more dangerous relatives, according to new research. The study, published February 5th in Cell, reveals a new twist in the complex relationship between humans and their associated microbes, and points the way toward novel therapies that could help combat the rising tide of drug-resistant pathogens. The new discoveries stem from work on inflammatory bowel disease, which often causes patients to carry larger than normal populations of fungi in their guts. These patients often develop strong antibody responses against menan, a molecule common to a wide range of fungal species. Researchers noticed that healthy controls in these studies also had some level of antifungal antibodies. There was no actual evidence for fungal infections in healthy individuals that researchers examined, so they started thinking about the possible function of those antibodies. The research team developed a platform that allowed them to determine which gut fungi are targeted by antibodies in the blood of individual patients. They detected a strong response against the yeast Candida albicans. Turning to experiments in mice, the study found that colonizing animals' guts with Candida albicans caused them to develop antibodies against the fungus in their bloodstreams, even though they didn't develop blood-borne fungal infections. Instead, the animal's immune cells appeared to transport fungal antigens to the spleen, stimulating the production of circulating antibodies in the bloodstream. Those fungi just educate that immune response. In patients with suppressed immune systems, such as organ transplant recipients and some cancer patients, fungi in the gut can invade the bloodstream and cause life-threatening infections. Researchers mimicked this process by treating mice with immunosuppressive drugs. When a Candida species colonizes the gut of these mice, the fungus moves into the bloodstream, causing a fatal infection. Treating the mice with purified antifungal antibodies from donor animals protected the immunosuppressed mice from these infections. The same strategy worked against infection with either Candida albicans or the emerging pathogenic yeast Candida auris, which has become a major cause of fungal disease in immune-suppressed patients and the elderly in recent years. A research team also looked at serum from patients with mutations in a gene called CARD9. This mutation affects a critical adapter protein in the immune system, leaving the affected individual susceptible to severe fungal infections. The research team found that the serum of these patients lacked the antifungal antibodies normally seen in serum of patients without this mutation. Experiments in mice confirmed the essential and specific role for CARD9 in priming the production of antifungal antibodies. The results suggest that normal intestinal fungi, such as Candida albicans, may function as a kind of intestinal vaccine against fungal infection in healthy people by inducing the production of blood-borne antibodies that can target multiple species of potentially pathogenic fungi. When those fungi do enter the bloodstream, the antibodies bind them and target them for destruction by cells of the immune system. In patients with suppressed immunity, the antifungal antibodies may decline, leaving them vulnerable to fungal infection. New therapies that involve either stimulating the production of antifungal antibodies or injecting such purified antibodies directly into patients' bloodstreams could potentially help combat these increasing common infections. If that approach works, it could be a welcome development. Many fungal infections in immunosuppressed patients and elderly patients are happening in translocation of pathogenic Candida species from the gastrointestinal tract, and the survival rates upon systemic spreading are alarmingly low. Good day, this is Professor Will, CBMD PhD, on microbiology, bioinformatics, and pathophysiology. Well, hope you enjoyed listening. Until next time, have a great day.